Hello everybody, we are here, it's Travis and I, discussing the new changes to the Taboo List for Arkham Horror the card game. Very fitting, we record all of our content on Wednesdays, that the day before the Taboo List comes, we release a lot of discussion about cards and stuff and how things are overpowered, and lo and behold, the next day, things changed.
Yeah, we're like future seers or something.
Yeah. I don't want to say we did it, but we did do it. So we're gonna.
A lot of discussion we do in those videos. We tell them not to put the taboo list. So
it's true. Yeah. But there's some juicy changes on this one. So we'll go through first with the chained cards, which is just an experience cost increase, but not a level cost increase. It's still the printed level if you don't know how the chained things work. So first, the 4 cards, Machete, Higher Education, Streetwise, and Scrapper, had their costs chained, their chained cost lowered. So Higher Education used to be 5 plus 5, right? I think?
Yeah, it used to be 8 in total, now it's only 6.
Mm-hmm. Steal of a deal.
I think they shaved like 2 off of Scrapper, 2 off of Streetwise, and 1 off of Machete or something like that.
I do think Machete at 1 is pretty fair.
Yeah, the only one of these that I don't really care much for is the change to Higher Education, because it's like, does it really matter?
Yeah.
I like the Machete one a lot, and I think the Scrapper and Streetwise, it's fine to pull those down a little bit, but...
Yeah, because in their write-up, it made sense what they said, how like that was in the early days when they were first doing the Taboo List, and they didn't really know what they wanted for like these nerfs. So settling
they just like went on Arkham DV, and they were like, every deck has Machete in it. I guess we'll make that cost a little bit more.
Yeah. And 2 is a bit too much, but 1 I can see like a goon wanting it, right? It's still a very good weapon.
Yeah, I could see that picking that up like alongside the Hungering Blade or something like that, just as an offhand weapon.
Yeah, definitely.
1 XP is pretty cheap.
But these ones aren't that exciting. These were all changes. Now let's get to some of the new stuff, and we'll go at this card by card. So Pathfinder is now its XP cost was increased by 2, so it's now 3 experience to put it into your deck.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, while these cost more experience, it does not increase the level. Mm-hmm. So even though Pathfinder costs 3 experience, if you can play level 0 to 2 yellow cards, you can still play Pathfinder. You just have to pay the 3 experience for it.
Yeah.
I like the change to Pathfinder. I think that's a healthy change for them. Their comment on it opening up space for allowing them to print other movement cards in that XP range. Mm-hmm. It's an observation.
Yeah. That's I haven't played with. I mean, I don't get to play the. It's like how you never play I never play the yellow characters. It's very uncommon for me, so I've never actually played with Pathfinder. But the card seems good, and at 3 experience, it still seems like a good enough effect if you want to be moving around the board and doing all that.
Yeah. No, it's still a very strong card, but like now you can't just toss 2 in your deck as a throwaway, and now you like have to actually kind of think about whether you want 1 and like seriously consider if you want to.
Yeah. And then we got Flamethrower, which is adds its XP cost only increased by 1, so now it's 6 instead of 5. So a small change, but still a notable change.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit better than the other weapons. It always felt like it was a little bit better even from when we first like laid eyes on it. We were like, this is a new lightning gun.
Yeah.
So it's fair that it's just like a little bump up.
A little bit more. Now here's a spicy one. So this one in our conversation yesterday that it's not going to be up for probably I think a week from now. You'll hear our Mr. Rook conversation and just Yellow Seeker in general. But Mr. Rook now has its XP cost increased by 4, which is pretty substantial.
Yeah, I think that kind of relegates him to he's basically only a Mandy card.
Yeah.
Or if you're building something around him where you want to actively fish weaknesses out of your deck, which is pretty niche. Mm-hmm. Like that Zoe deck I played. Or like if you're playing standalone scenarios, I mean, what's 8 experience? Another weakness? Who cares?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
with standalone, he's pretty much just as he is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, in the article they did talk about like if this isn't sufficient, they have a mutation like on hand to hit him with if they decide they want him to go back to level 0. Then the only thing I don't like about this is there is once again no real contention for the level 0 yellow ally slot.
Now it's just back to Dr. Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Mr. Rook, we can all agree here, he's a bit too strong for 0 cost. And it's unfortunate that now Dr. Milan is just going to continue to reign supreme.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up, we got Knowledge is Power. This is one of the yellow cards we actually didn't talk about. That's kind of was an issue because it just lets you. A lot of the really powerful books have a limited number of uses, and this is like you just get to do it for free.
I feel like a lot of some of this, like knowledge is power, and then Sleight of Hand, which we will get to. They're kind of also dying for the sins of Necronomicon, right?
Yeah. I mean, Knowledge is Power is like it's also Noptic manuscripts, but yeah, it's mostly the new Necronomicon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even then, 2 experience, this one's not too bad.
No, because if you know you're going to want to play your tomes, it's definitely worth it, right? Because, like, say even, for example, you buy the new Necronomicon and then you buy Knowledge is Power, you're essentially also getting another copy of your Necronomicon in your deck, right? So...
Yeah, like, so you can look at these kinds of changes, like, you just spend more experience, I buy less frivolous things, like that throwaway experience that you buy on your death card or whatever, you don't do anymore. But really what it does is it pushes your build like further down the campaign path. Mm-hmm. So instead of being like full power at scenario 4 and cruising through the rest of the campaign, you're now full build at scenario 6, and the game has an addition. It not only is more difficult for you to get that frivolous experience, like it also makes it gives the game more opportunities to load you up with trauma or weaknesses depending on the scenarios that you're playing.
Yeah, it's better paced too, right? Like, so now
it helps scale experience and card power better with the difficulty of the scenarios.
Yeah. All right, what we got next? Segment of Onyx is now +3 experience, so it's 4 experience to put into your deck. This is another one we talked about yesterday too.
Yeah, like actually, I was thinking about it today. And I genuinely think that they intended for Segment of Onyx to cost 3 experience. At some point, you had to pay experience for all of your Myriad cards, mm-hmm. but you had to buy all 3 of them at once. And they changed that, but they didn't bother to change the experience values on Segment of Onyx.
Yeah, I can.
So at some point in development, this cost you 3 experience to buy, but then they were like, "No, that's kind of dumb."
Honestly, I think at 4 experience, Segment of Onyx is like. It's still very good, right?
Oh, it's still very good, but that's like
I'm with you. Like now they're like, okay, so let's actually do what we intended in the original design, because the other alternative is that they underestimated how easy it was to look through your deck to find things. But I think yours is also.
Part of it's also the Segment of Onyxes. When the pennant goes away, they get shuffled back into your deck instead of say going to your discard.
Yes. Yeah. But I foresee a lot of Segment of Onyx still being played at 4 experience. I think that's a very fair price.
Oh yeah, no, it's like that's where your high. It's like a 4 or 5 experience cards with the high experience build rounds that you buy.
We got. So, I see Brinn.
Oh, he's coming.
He's here. Wait for him. We'll go back and touch on some old cards. So we're gonna get Brinn's opinion as well once he's here.
Hello.
Hey, Brinn.
Hey, you made it.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah, how's it going with you?
Oh, not bad.
Cool.
Just finished putting some winter tires on my car.
Good timing, because tomorrow is apparently gonna be a winter hellscape. We're gonna go back and we'll just, you can add any thoughts you had to the ones we've already talked about, Brinn.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only like 8.
Yeah, we're pretty early on. So the first thing we talked about was the 4 cards that that had their chained cost reduced. So Machete, Higher Education, Streetwise, and Scrapper. We kind of just think that they're all good changes. Machete especially for me. I think at 1 experience, that's like the perfect price for it.
Yeah, like I would never, at 2 experience, it's up against like upgraded 45. And like, why not just wait to buy the enchanted blade? Like, there's a lot of weapons that are much better than it at that cost. And at 1, it has like a niche where it's better than most of the zero cost weapons in the game, but
Yeah.
you can still include it in your deck.
Yeah. Any thoughts on the other 3?
I think Scrapper is like the fairest thing ever. So I think it costing like 1 more is like that's pretty okay. That's pretty all right.
Yeah, like, I
still
thought
think
that offset the permanence pretty nicely.
yeah, like being a permanent is worth something that they didn't account for originally.
Yeah.
I think higher education should still just cost like fucking 20 or whatever. Like, that card's dumb. But like, if you want to play with it, okay, 8 is pretty fair. Like, 8 is like buying a gold pocket watch, or 7. Are they 7 now?
It's 6 now.
6?
Yeah.
That's even
Yeah,
better.
like
That's
the
like
thing
buying an
for
ace.
higher education is like if it was a 4-cost card that you had to like draw from your deck.
Yeah.
But
No, I still feel that like Streetwise is. I think 6 is a fair place for Streetwise. I think higher education should be 8.
Yeah.
But
that's what I said.
yeah, like I think that's all pretty fair.
Yeah. All right, Pathfinder being 3. Any thoughts on that?
That card is really good. It's probably the best yellow card that I always forget to buy. Yeah, like that card's like a 3. It's like a 3-costed Leo DeLuca.
It is, and yeah, it is.
Yeah, like maybe that is worth more than one pip.
Yeah. What about Flamethrower now costing 6 experience? A very small change, but still.
I think it's good because it gives the other 5 experience weapons like a reason to exist. And that they don't cost as much to put in your deck as the Flamethrower does, because the Flamethrower kind of does their things but better.
Yeah.
Because the body slot is not really that contested.
Yeah. I want it to be. I want them to make that slot a bit more competitive.
No, give us some more sweet armor and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
Mr. Rook now has 4 experience.
That is like so much higher than I thought it would be.
Yeah, me too. I was thought like 2.
Yeah, I thought like maybe 2, maybe 3. Like 3 is where the ridiculous allies seem to mostly sit in the game.
Yeah.
That's only because you guys haven't played with him.
I have played with him.
Have you?
Yeah. I was
In
the first
what?
one of us to play with him.
Who did you play?
I was like all yellows before I got gibbed in the asylum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like
Okay.
he's easily
But he is really good.
Yeah.
But 4 is also a lot more than I thought they would tack on there.
Yeah, Travis made a good point, and I agree that now he's pretty much like just for Mandy at 4 experience, right? Which
Yeah, or like anybody else who wants to find their weakness right away. Then it's like a pretty solid upgrade. Like there are some characters with some very crippling weaknesses, like Roll and Bang, where you want to find it early so you can deal with it, so you don't just eat the mental trauma.
It's one of those things that
There's an easier way to deal with that, Brinn.
There is an easier way to deal with that, and it's like you can buy the book.
Yeah.
it's one of those things that's really weird to me because like I understand like what Mr. Rook has morphed into. In addition to getting you cards, he's like out there to seek your weakness. But I feel like that kind of goes against the flavor of your weakness in the game, right? Like you shouldn't be able to like control drawing your weakness. But that's just like from a flavor thing. Like I understand like the mechanic for it is sound and like makes sense for players to want to do that. But like I feel like it should be extra punishing if in a search effect your weakness does show up, right?
Yeah.
Or in the case of what Mr. Rook does anyway.
I couldn't even tell you what this 4th card does.
Let's play
use
books
the
from your
ability of a
hands.
book and player in your hand.
Oh, okay, it's that one. Right, right. Yeah, okay, maybe that card should cost experience. It does, like, it does seem very strong.
And then we got Segment of Onyx was what we were just talking about right before you came in.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we agreed that 4 seems good, and that Travis also says he thinks in design originally you would have to pay 1 per myriad, like 1 for each card.
Yeah, like if you had to pay 1 per segment of Onyx, that's like pretty fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what this does.
Yeah. Yeah, you're paying 1 for each segment of Onyx, and then 1 for the Pendant of the Queen as well. Now we got the Necronomicon, which is up there with Drawing Thin in terms of quickest print to Taboo List.
Yeah, I'm sad I never even got a chance to play with this.
This card's actually broke. Like, you use the abilities whenever you want. It doesn't cost an action. You just do them.
Oh
You
man,
play it,
so
and like, I'll pay 3 money, and then you can just draw 6 cards if you want.
Travis, what
Yeah.
if you're playing this in a Joe Diamond deck and you play Shaving Man?
Oh my god, you can have so many book.
Yeah, then you got like slotless
Invest in
boost.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, not quite slotless. It takes your hand, but
but it now costs 8, which is very high, and from looking at the card, it seems fair.
yeah, like I mean, if it costs 8, is it as good as the Golden Pocket Watch?
Yes.
Then that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, especially since it's only 1 per deck.
yeah. This could have just been exceptional to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've never played with it. Travis says it's broken, and I usually trust when Travis says something is broken.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
It was a strong kill. It was a strong contributor to blowing up Urmordoth, where I played it, and then I had it in play, and I shot him for 3, and then I played the Library Docent and picked it up and played it and shot him for like 3 again, for 1 action.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Quick Thinking has been mutated. So mutated changes the text of the card. At the end of its ability, this card gains max once per round.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Like they've obviously been trying to shift this card towards that since it was printed. Where they were like, yeah, it's just fine, and then like, oh wait, what if you commit 2 of these to the same skill test?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not cool.
Yeah. Just trying to like get rid of that.
Yeah.
I've noticed with green,
Yeah.
with these changes, they're like, let's get rid of degeneracy so we don't have to like limit our design space in the future.
Yeah, yeah. Like the like 52 action turns are kind of ridiculous. So
Yeah. 1 for
I-
each
I-
card in
I
the
get
deck,
that.
baby.
yeah, right.
Up next, we got Sleight of Hand. Brinn's pet card has been changed
Fuck.
again. The ability
This
now
card might have to
reads...
be like good now, though.
Yeah, no, it's put a level 0 to 3 item asset into play from your hand. So it no longer cares about hand slots anymore, correct?
Yeah, but the shotgun dream is now dead.
Yeah. They just keep moving the goalpost for
Yeah.
you, Brinn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was already dead.
No, it wasn't. You could Sleight of Hand in the sawn-off shotgun, and we were just back in it.
Oh, yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Although that's fine. Like this effect is probably more powerful than what the card did before.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's a lot better for, like, Tony Morgan.
Yeah, it's a lot better for like a lot of things. There are a lot of like level 0 to 3 item assets that cost much more than like they cost 3 or 4. So this card becomes like an emergency cash, but it also, or I guess more like oh fuck, what's that purple card that you play a ritual or a spell and it costs 3 less?
Yeah.
It makes this like very similar to that card.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun seeing the evolution of Sleight of Hand.
Man, I love how every time they put this out, they're like, yeah, so we changed a bunch of green cards and it didn't fucking take.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
All right, what's next? We got All In. At the end of its ability, this card gains remove All In from the game.
I'm sad to see this, but I understand.
Yeah, like that's pretty fair.
Yeah. That's just, they don't want to, it's degenerate. And that seems to be a very good, very noble goal to make sure that stays out of the game. All right, what's next?
Unless it's yellow. It can
Unless
be
it's
in
yellow, that's true. So this is a buff. So Winchester, it's a weird buff. The ability now reads, if a chaos token with a non-negative modifier is revealed, this attack deals +2 damage. So not just a +1, 0, or Elder Sign Chaos token. So skulls that are zeros will also trigger it, and blessed tokens will also trigger it.
Man, Jim Culver.
Or if you draw a cultist that draws you another chip.
Yes, yes. So honestly, that's like a pretty substantial buff.
Yeah, no, that's like pretty beefy.
Like, God, play this in your Mary decks.
Oh yeah, the Nun Gun. I saw that. I didn't come up with that. That was on the subreddit. But the Nun Gun deck will be good.
Also, like, this card seems pretty solid in Jim Culver now.
Yep.
Because your skulls are just always non-negative. So it's like almost like getting to include a level 3 Shriveling without paying XP for it.
It's basically he gets another Song of the Dead.
Yeah, only this one doesn't cost you any experience, and it takes your hand slots.
Yeah, which all he needs is for his dumb trumpet anyway. Yeah, no, it's. I saw someone comment that like they don't see this like card being good out of the Innsmouth Conspiracy, but like you don't need to use the Innsmouth Conspiracy player cards only in that cycle, right? So like
No, you do.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. But like in Jim Culver and Sister Mary, this seems like a very good weapon for them.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that they're going back and trying to fix trash cards.
Yeah.
Like really the bottom of the barrel cards and putting some effort into them instead of just being like, wow, you're welcome for taking up slots in your binder.
Yeah, no, it's good. And especially like also the Scroll of Secrets changes, which are going to be coming up soon.
I'm excited for those.
Let's go to the next card. Well, speak of the devil. So the Scroll of Secrets, their action ability are now lightning bolt abilities. So they no longer take an action.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me tell you, spending action on this, has anyone else played with any of these?
No.
Yeah, I played them in that same Daisy deck.
Oh yeah, well it feels really. I mean, like Daisy at least gets to.
Yeah, Daisy at least got to do them for free. So
having to actually spend action on these feels real bad.
Yeah.
That was a big issue with that Norman deck I played. I was like, man, I could do this, but then I don't get to do other like real things.
Yeah.
No, that's a good change.
Yeah. Especially for a 3 experience item, like.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Even if they'd only changed like the upgraded versions, I would still have been pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, then like the level 1 would just be placed.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't use it, but.
But to echo what Travis says, it is nice to see them tweak cards positively as well. Give them some buffs.
Yeah, during things, try to stop things from just being binder fill.
Because honestly, a living card game, especially a cooperative living card game, like having dud cards should not be a thing. Because.
Yeah, we don't need draft chaff. That's not how this game works.
Yeah. All right, I think we have one thing left. Yes. Double or nothing. This is the first card which is marked as forbidden, which means you cannot play it if you're playing with the taboo list.
Turns out we couldn't balance this, so you don't get to play with it anymore. The only thing surprising about this to me is that a card that wasn't yellow hit the forbidden list first.
Yeah. And I think that like it's there, it's on here just because they would have to look at every single skill they designed to be like, what happens if this doubles, right? And now they can just put their hands up and be like, we don't care.
Yeah, that is kind of fair. Like at the time when it was designed, this card felt very fair. But as we expand on the green theme of like succeeding by X or more and getting additional rewards,
then they were like
get like worse. Well, not worse and worse, but like you know what I'm saying. Like it becomes a larger offender.
Yeah, it's like one thing if you pump a bunch of resources or some resources into Streetwise and you get 2 clues off your investigation or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're like, now take 4 extra actions and draw 10 cards off this skill test, it's kind of like, eh.
Oh man, yeah, like you would like fire a shot with your upgraded Derringer at someone, and you would commit 2 quick thinkings to it because you could do that in the beginning, the before times.
Yeah.
And then you commit like an all or nothing to it, and you'd hit something, and they'd be like, "What happens now?" And you'd be like, "Well, you take 4 damage, and I get 6 extra actions, and I get to draw 10 cards."
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
and the game would be like, "For real?" And you'd be like, "Yeah." Also, my deck is empty, so I'll just like cycle these quick thinkings back into my deck.
Yeah.
And you're all in.
And my all in.
Yeah, and my all in. Like, no
It
problem.
is one of those things. I'm not surprised to see that yellow and green are the ones who get the most changes, because yellow has the most power and green has the most ability to cheat the system, right?
Yeah.
Which aren't good for card games. Either of those things, right? So it's not good, not good, but dangerous for card games, right?
Yeah.
But rest in peace, Double or Nothing.
We hardly knew you.
It'll be fun in like 3 years to do a run where we don't care about the taboo list and just go again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good.
But it's still too.
Yeah.
I do like the taboo list. I still think I get excited whenever there's a new one.
Yeah, I'm sad that we're not going to get to like one shot or a Mordoth with the shotgun anytime soon.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, what can you do?
They're specifically targeting you, Brinn. They're listening to what you say.
Yeah, every time I'm like, this would be really cool if we just did this one thing like one time, and they're like, no, get that out of here. You can't do that.
Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. Do either of you guys have any other comments before I end the video?
I'm surprised that Pete wasn't on this.
Dude, I know, eh?
Yeah.
He's
Like, that's
too
kinda
fast.
weird
They
to
can't
me.
catch him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we don't have any. Speaking of things that are dangerous for card games, I'm surprised we don't have any broken graveyard recursion yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just have like fair and balanced graveyard recursion.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird.
I was thinking back from our conversation yesterday about how yellow has the card draw. And then I was like, what other colors have gotten like really good strong card draw? And the other one was red with drawing thin, right? And like they tuned that up so high, right? Like I was just thinking about that, and I was just like, dang. Like, I would love that card to... It's just too good, though. Like, even when I was looking at it, I was like, this is too good. It's, like, kind of just boring to play with, right? Because you don't think. You just do it. Yes, I would like to draw more cards. Thank you.
Especially in someone like Silas. You're like, I'll play this guy. The skill test can be too high, or I have 8.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
But yeah, people watching this video, if you have any comments on the taboo list, let us know in the comments below. I like reading people's thoughts. We're also pumping this one out. So this one will be out Friday morning, and then tomorrow you can watch a video on Harvey Walters of us, or mostly me. I was complaining about some of these yellow cards that got nerfed today. But thanks for watching. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.